Good afternoon, everyone. This week, we continue to see progress in the struggle with COVID. While Ontario saw a significant decrease in new cases, the number of new cases in Grey Bruce remains steady at about 20 per week. Ontario continued to see a decrease in hospitalizations, patients in ICU and on ventilators, and most importantly, deaths, which have now returned to their pre-Christmas levels. While there is good progress, COVID is still here, and there are still 18 active cases within the Grey Bruce Health Unit. At this time, there are no active cases in the town of the Blue Mountains. The public can stay informed as to the status of vaccination by reviewing the daily situation report on the Grey Bruce Health Unit's website. On Tuesday, the lockdown order for most of the province was lifted. The Grey Bruce Health Unit was allowed to reopen in the yellow or protect category based on the number of cases. This includes our ski hills, which reopened on February 16th with safety protocols and capacity limits in place. Our ski operators have worked very hard at putting in place the protocols to protect the health and well-being of their guests, employees, and our local community. These are in addition to the public health guidelines and are summarized in the Blue Mountain Resort's Personal Responsibility Code. The reopening in the yellow protect category means that organized public events and social gatherings are limited to 10 people indoors or 25 people outdoors. Limits for organized public events and gatherings in staff businesses and facilities where physical distancing can be maintained are 50 people indoors and 100 people outdoors. Restaurants, bars, and other food and drink establishments can reopen. However, they must require patrons to be seated 2 meters minimum or with an impermeable barrier required between tables. There is a limit of 6 people who may be seated together, and there is passive customer screening and required contact information for all seated patrons. There is also a requirement for face coverings, except for when eating or drinking. There are rules for other businesses as well. Stores must have passive screening for patrons, for example, by posting signs outside the store front about not entering if you have any COVID-19 symptoms. All businesses must also have a safety plan prepared and which has to be made available on request. In addition to the provincial rules, residents and visitors are reminded that the town's mandatory face covering bylaw continues to be in effect, meaning that the face covering must be worn inside all public establishments and enclosed public spaces within the town of the Blue Mountains. Also, businesses in the town have continued to work with the health unit and have implemented enhanced safety measures as part of their individual safety plans. The town asks all residents and visitors to watch for storefront signage when entering businesses and to respect all business-specific public health safety measures. This morning at our Community Recovery Task Force meeting, we heard about the effects that COVID continues to have in our community. Food security continues to be an issue, and there is increased use of the St. George's Anglican Church Community Meals programs, as well as the Beaver Valley Outreach food programs. You can help by donating to these worthy programs. In addition, the pandemic has introduced financial hardship for some who are having problems paying rent and having a secure place to live. This highlighted the need for attainable housing in our community, which is so sorely lacking. We heard of one elderly individual who is now couch surfing and a family of an individual who works here who is having to move because they couldn't afford the rent. Thank you to the BVO for assisting these people in the short term. We do need to find long-term solutions. Another issue that was highlighted was the isolation and loneliness that the lockdown has caused, particularly for our seniors. For seniors, I would like to highlight the BVO's Seniors Without Walls program. The Seniors Without Walls program is now in its 4th month. This new initiative, a free telephone-based activity and information program, is available to seniors who have phones. There is no need for a computer or an internet connection. Through group phone calls led by volunteer facilitators with guest presenters, the Seniors Without Walls program helps seniors meet new people, stay in touch with others in the community, and keep active and informed. The Seniors Without Walls is an isolation breaking program which is especially helpful with the COVID-19 limitations on socializing. Information on the Seniors Without Walls can be found on the BVO website. I also encourage all in the community to reach out to those you might know who might be lonely. I'm sure they will appreciate hearing from you. Have a great weekend and stay safe.